Hey, what's going on? This is John, the Wolf of Ecom, and in this video I'm going to share with you the 5 truths around making money online today with passive income. And before we get started, if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe. I drop information around online marketing, on e-commerce, on drop shipping, on Facebook ads, and really just building a successful business online. So I share videos just like this every single week, at least 2 to 3 times per week. So subscribe if you haven't already, okay? And last but not least, destroy the like button, smash the like button, break the like button if you get something from this video, if you enjoy it, or at least get a laugh, all right? So let's go ahead and get started. There's a lot of people out there on the internet, especially today in 2020, especially with this pandemic where people are stuck at home with a lot more free time on their hands, and they're trying to figure out how to create additional income streams or to transition and pivot from maybe working in an office or maybe being out of work right now to doing something online from home. And unfortunately, there's just as many people out there trying to sell their courses, sell their information on how to do that very thing. But with that, a lot of these people do not know what they're talking about, or are sharing strategies and tactics that maybe worked 5 or 10 years ago on the internet. So I wanted to break down for you the actual truths around building an online business and making passive, quote unquote, passive income. Okay, and Gary Vaynerchuk, one of the biggest social media influencers out there, has really hammered home there is no such thing as passive income, and that actually is one of the truths, okay? So everything you do for passive income is going to require some kind of work. Let's say you're choosing to build a business model around content creation and developing a YouTube channel. So let me just share with you one of my favorite YouTubers. This is Lost LeBlanc. So he shows these really high quality, well done, well edited videos, traveling all around the world, Southeast Asia, South America, parts of Europe. It's really cool, great content. But if you look here, so he's actually been doing this, I don't know how many videos he has, but he spent years, like you see some of these are 4 years old. Let's see if we could filter by oldest, just so you get an idea. Let's see, all videos. He's got a lot of videos. If you go view all, I can go back, this is just 1 year. He's got 4 years or more of, let's see if we can find the oldest, 5 years ago. So this is when he started doing videos, and I can guarantee you he wasn't getting a ton of views when he would post them then. He definitely wasn't getting paid to do this, but it's just one of the examples of something that he was building over time, right? So he didn't have any money to put behind this. He was putting all his money into the actual travel itself, and he was basically creating content around it. Over time, he grew a following, he got more subscribers, and YouTube now pays him to basically monetize these videos. So for example, there's a couple different ways you can get paid as a YouTuber or as a content creator, but basically if you get people to watch the ads that go before pre-roll or even in between, if they're not on a premium YouTube subscription, you get paid for that, which is pretty cool, okay? And also with this, he has online education on how to create content, how to get gigs that are just like him, just like his, where he gets paid to go to locations and film content and sell that to a company, right? So if you go into his stuff here, here's his little academy. So you can see this didn't happen overnight. This is not a get rich quick scene. And it's just one of the many examples of how you can create an online business and then maybe even a brand with it. You just got to decide what it is that you're actually going for, and then create a game plan on how to do it. This guy is crushing it. He makes a pretty good amount of money. I have a fairly good idea seeing his volume of viewers and subscribers, what he's actually earning. He sells his course for $700 and he does well, okay? Let's just put it that way for someone in their 20s that's traveling the world and living in third world countries and developing nations most of the time. His cost of living isn't very high with that. So this is one example of someone this is not a get rich quick scheme. This guy has put the time in, he's put the work in. He didn't get paid for a very long time, I can almost guarantee you, and now he's doing quite well. Fast forward 4 to 5 years later, things are succeeding now, but obviously it's not always that way. So if you choose a business like this, just know that this income is passive. Yes, he will be getting paid while he sleeps, but if he stops producing content, there's a very good chance that those videos the algorithm's not gonna like that very much, and they're gonna start, maybe cutting back on displaying his videos when people search for travel in Asia, travel in Bali, right? All these things that he's probably popping up for. The second example would be, this is another truth, is that if you stop, the business will stop. There is no such thing as sitting on a beach and things just working forever. Unless you have rental properties or maybe property managed by property managers, you will still have to manage something at some point. Or maybe you have a bunch of money in the stock market and you're just riding the wave of that. So, or more, conservative investments like 401ks, IRAs, the different vehicles you could take, right? So mutual funds. I'm not an investment expert, by the way, if you haven't figured that out, but nonetheless, those are truly passive forms of income, okay? But something like this, like drop shipping, right? So this is one of my businesses. This is one of my stores. We've done 53K in the last 9 to 10 days. Not typical every month of every single store, but just as an example, like, yes, this is a passive form of income. And yes, I do teach this, by the way. Click the link in the description. Now, what I do want to say with this is it requires a lot of my time. It doesn't require me to be somewhere in front of a desk 9 to 5, working for someone else, having to grind out exactly what they want me to do when they want it done. I have my own schedule. I have freedom and flexibility to go travel about, to go work from my laptop from another country or wherever I want to go. But ultimately, this passive form of income that, yes, passively delivers me sales and revenue, and that literally does this and figuratively does this while I'm sleeping. It does require hours of work of my time most of the time on a daily basis. Could I skip a few days and the world will collapse? Absolutely. But I own a brick and mortar gym as well, and I can not go in for a couple days at this point. I'm 7, 8 years in, but nonetheless, if I don't show up for like a month or two, things will break and performance will dip. It's just natural for any business. A business is going to require work, and a passive investment is not passive income per se from a business. It's something completely different, right? It's an investment vehicle, okay? And that's a big differentiator. A lot of people build up this dream, a lot of these gurus out there will build up this dream that you just spend a couple thousand bucks on their course, they'll show you what to do, and then you could sit back and make YouTube videos about how you're rolling the big bucks. But that's not the truth. Most of the time, for most things, they will require work. They will require a time trade. It just may not be on someone else's schedule. It'll be on yours. And typically in your own business, you're going to have more income potential depending what you're comparing that to. If you're comparing that to be a doctor, comparing that to be an attorney, or maybe a high-level politician, right? Things can change a little bit. But you get the idea. Versus following a steady 9 to 5 track, having a business is definitely going to have more income upside if you pick the right business and do it well. The third thing is that you will not learn how to build an online business in school. It is not taught. Most curriculum in universities, in elementary and middle and high school is going to prep you for life skills per se. They're going to prep you for career tracks. Now, can you go to university like I did myself? Did I need to? Looking back, probably not. I could have taken the few courses I remember to this day, such as my accounting course. That's probably one of the most things I've learned that I've put actual practical use in my business and my future after college. But nonetheless, I did not need to go to university for that. I probably could have found everything that I needed on the internet. And this is just the reality. You shouldn't be going to university to start your online business. Maybe you do your online business while you're in university, or if university doesn't make sense for you, then don't go. You have to make that decision for yourself. But just know that you will not be learning everything you need to know to do a business online or offline by going to college, by going to university. You will need to do your own research. You need to put your own time in, your own money in, your own sweat and tears. So you could have all the training in the world from online coaches and gurus and true experts that know whatever it is that you're trying to do, but ultimately you're still going to have to go through the process yourself. Just like in university, you still have to prepare for the exam yourself. It's not going to just work for you unless you already have that knowledge and information. So just be aware of that. Know why you're going to university if you're going that path, and just know that you're not going to be taught the true skills around building these kinds of passive income streams if you do go to university, okay? You may walk away with some skill sets that you didn't have before, but ultimately everything you need, and this is why it's so great having the internet today and how amazing YouTube is. You can learn a ton from YouTube. How many times have you wanted to learn something or do something, maybe like replace the air filter in your car, or figure out how to stretch out your hamstrings, right? Or, your hip flexors, or how to plan a diet, right? And you can go to YouTube and figure out all those answers literally in seconds, and you'll get a mixed bag of things because it's free content. No one's fact checking it usually or making sure it's valid or that it's actually effective. But a lot of times people aren't going to put out content that's absolute garbage. They may regurgitate things. It may not be original, but nonetheless, a lot of content you find on life skills or starting business, running a business, scaling business, a lot of that is going to be found on the internet for free. So just be aware of that. Number 4, this is something that I've found to be really true. I've transitioned away from actually being day-to-day in my gym, working with clients, to being more behind the scenes in that business. And I'm running my online business and my coaching business where I teach people how to do drop shipping just like I do. What I do find is that there's not as much fulfillment personally for me as there is in working with people, making a direct impact in their lives versus selling things online. Now, am I going to make more money selling things online than working with clients and trading my time? Absolutely. And there's nothing wrong with that, but there's also nothing wrong with making less money and spending my days and hours working with clients, right? You can find ways to monetize that, just like you can find ways to monetize your products you sell on your Shopify store, like I showed you. But nonetheless, don't go into, working towards more of a passive income where you're running a business behind the scenes, expecting to get the same kind of fulfillment that you will get from working directly with people and making an impact, okay? Unless what you're selling is making an impact, and you get your fulfillment from reading the stories from clients and customers that write you emails and responses telling you how your product that you brought to the marketplace is changing their life. But don't go looking for it. Just know if you're looking to do this for fulfillment, for passion, for purpose, like I actually get more personally from working with people and helping them succeed in e-commerce than I do from my own, successes with my own businesses, from finding a great product that sells. It gives me more of a high and an excitement and an emotional drive, but it doesn't light me up and fulfill me inside. So just know that when you go into building a business, that the end game is to have it make money while you sleep. And last but not least, I don't recommend that you have this as your only income source, right? So let's say you build up a Shopify business and you're making money while you sleep with your passive income that requires hours here or there of your work to maintain it, to grow it, whatever you want to do with it. I'd recommend that you are working to build other avenues of income, right? Other ways you can get paid. Maybe you do things with a time trade, but whether it's speaking or consulting or coaching or starting other businesses or building a brand, right? So I'm building 2 brands right now. There's multiple ways to expand your income avenues, and I suggest you do this. Don't depend just on the passive income source that is a income stream to support you forever, unless it's something that you want to keep tending to like in garden. I suggest that you look at, I've developed an expertise in e-commerce and drop shipping, right? And Facebook ads specifically and scaling. So what I've done now is I do agency work, right? And I do consulting work and I do coaching as well. And all those things have a lot of crossover because the same skill sets are being tried and tested, and the knowledge is being expanded and grown with that. So they're very complementary, and it makes sense how to use my time like that. So the store, if I'm a little hands-off this week in my store, for example, I have more time to make great videos just like this, talking about online income and how to run your e-commerce business. And then I'm definitely going to have people reach out and say, hey, I'm interested in learning more, and I could, we could talk about maybe doing coaching or consulting, or I could direct them to our academy, which you should check out if you haven't already. It includes our course where we show you how to build a successful e-commerce business, and then also you have our support in our Facebook group and our community. But nonetheless, just know this is how I found success in e-commerce and online business and passive income streams. So yes, it is not a get rich quick scheme to build a passive source of income. Just know these 5 main things and these 5 truths about what it actually is like, and figure out what you want to do, why you're doing it. Those are just as important as understanding how the business works, okay? Because if you're getting into this for the wrong reasons and you're not really committed to doing it, whatever it is, whether it's a YouTube channel or a Shopify store or whatever lights you up or drives you, okay? Just know it's probably not going to work as well as you are hoping, and it's probably not going to happen as fast as you'd like, because that's just a reality. I didn't become successful in e-commerce overnight. I failed a lot, and then I failed again, and then I failed again, and then I failed again, and then I built success, and then I failed again, and then I built success, and built success, right? And that's how most things in life work, especially in business. So I hope you got something from this video. I know you got something from this video, and since you did, if you did, make sure to click the like button that you get with this and share it if you think someone else would as well that's been thinking about starting an online business or is interested in this topic as well. Until the next video, I will see you in the next time. Have a great one, guys.